please remind me what what was your role on the show? Because I watched that season, I'm pretty sure, and I don't remember you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so, all right, no, so, listen, not a lot of people remember me. If you have a goldfish like a memory of 3 seconds, you're lucky if you even saw me on there.
I promise you it's not personal because I don't remember most of the cast anyway, but...
Listen, I can't even remember what I had for breakfast today. So, anyway, yeah, so I was on season 12. It was JoJo Fletcher's season.
Pushing me.
And that was a season with like Jordan Rogers. That's who she's with now. I made it halfway. I did pretty good. I held it down from my fam. I held it down for the city of Delray. Made it halfway. It's just it was an unusual circumstance to try and date somebody. It's never been my style of dating. Like I'm never like a aggressor. Like I'm gonna go talk to that girl and I'm gonna get her number and we're gonna go home. Like I've always been more like calm and like see what comes my way. So that was a little bit outside of my element because you're on a television show and there's 25 other guys fighting for one girl. So I was like, all right, this is a little out of the ordinary for me. And I kind of just went to the motions. I said what I said in interviews and stuff like that to kind of see how else I can stay on this show rather than try and fight for love with, maybe just it wasn't there. It was I was there, but like the chemistry wasn't there as part of a relationship. So she basically friend zoned me.
Did you go into the season wanting to like find something out of it, or what was the goal behind it?
This is something that I've been asked a lot, and I'm not naive. Like I knew I was going on a television show. Right. It's different for the guys rather than the girls that watch the show. Because girls, I hope maybe you can agree that you want that fairy tale, love story, hopeless romantic. And guys, there are guys that like that, and of course I would like that too. But I knew I was going on a TV show with a chance to potentially fall in love. Listen, it could have happened. It does happen. But I went in there knowing that this is a show. Let's see what happens. And I kind of took it day by day. And I listen, preparing for this for months and packing and getting clothes and kind of, telling people I'm going to be away for 2 months and not telling them why. All I cared was when I was there, I was like, please, 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 please do not let me go home night one. I don't care what happens. I could be the drunk guy. I could be the villain.
Like,
I can be the...
Whatever you need me to be, just don't send me home on night one, please.
God, and I was on that chopping block of being sent home night one, and thank God I didn't, because I was just so drunk. It was probably like the top 3 drunkest I've ever been in my life, to be honest.
Why?
It's just like,
wait, why?
I don't know. It's just like, I think it's the mix of the stress. And plus you're dieting when you go on the show. So I probably haven't had a loaf of bread in 3 months prior to that. So I'm like, I have one sip of Fireball and I'm like, woo! And
party, let's go.
So you're on lockdown for 3 days before you go to shoot the first night. You're by yourself, so it's like a mental.
And you don't have your phone.
Mind. You have nothing, so you're just fire. You're coming out the gate just swinging. So I drank, and they give you drinks. They want you to drink, and I was one of those guys. But they could have made it worse, but it was known that I was drunk on night one. So she actually called my name last that night. So like during the thing, my eyes are closed like this, and I'm just like, please, just I will never hear the end of it from anybody I know. My boys would crush me. So every night going into a rose ceremony, I'm like, all right, this is going to be it. I'm out of here. Second night, third night. I'm like, wow, third night. Okay, fourth. No, I'm definitely going home the fourth night. Nope, got it. So then I got halfway. But it was stressful. It was stressful.
I feel like he has low-key, like, he's stressed right now, just thinking back
when
about it.
When I watch it back, I just realized, like, oh my, I was literally saying in my head, I'm like, please do not go home. Please do not go home. Mm-hmm. But, I ended up not being the drunk guy night one, and I, became friends with everybody. Started a little bit of a relationship with Joelle there, a little bit, meaning like a couple minutes here and there a day talking to her. And I made it halfway. Yeah, that's
nowadays, that's pretty much it. So
that's marriage right there.
Yeah, you should have proposed at this point in 2020. I mean, that's where we're at.
A month too early. 2 months would have did it. A month, not so sure.
Yeah.
So I did it that way. I had a little buzz about me on there. Went halfway. Went to. They asked me to go on Paradise right after that, and that's kind of where I became more familiar in the Bachelor Nation.
You know what, too? Like, you were on the season, even with The Bachelorette, that is, I think for me, everyone still thinks it's, like, most memorable. Like, your group of people was just, for the most part, really good guys.
Yeah.
And there wasn't any, like, crazy, I mean, obviously you had some, but for, like, 99% of you, 98% of you were just good people, which I think was such a breath of fresh air because you guys were relatable. And I know a lot of people kept saying that about your season. Like, JoJo was relatable. You guys were relatable. You guys had real issues that you were talking about on your season. And even going into Paradise, I think that's why everyone still talks about your season.
I was trying to think, is it because I was on that season I thought it was most memorable? I think it was a combination. We had a really good group of guys that we still talk, obviously, to this day, most of us. And it was a combination of that and Instagram. Excuse me, I'm dying over here. Instagram was popular, obviously, when we went on the show, but it was like at that curve where it was like, now your mom and grandma have it time of Instagram, right. You know? And so it was like right before everything started blowing up in the social media world. Now you can go on these shows to make money, to do this, do that. So there was a lot of genuine people on there. There wasn't just people just trying to go on there to, sell detox tummy teas or whatever the hell you call it. No offense to anybody that sells that, but it's just not my thing. But so that's where the genuineness came from on my season, I believe.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, after that is pretty much when it took a turn. So
yeah, I mean, for the better. I mean, now they make sure there's villains now a little bit more because they saw in my season with Chad how much attention that I got.
I always say, stay away from the nice guys.
I totally agree.
But in the end, I'm actually nice.
Yeah. 3 of us don't have dates this week.
You've gone a full life of not seeing JoJo. You can't wait a day. Like, you can chill. She'll be here. She's not gonna disappear next week.
What were all the things that you love about me?
I don't know yet. I mean, these guys can all tell you all the different things that they love about you and they've studied about you on TV or whatever, but I don't know. I know you're beautiful. You can't be in love with her. Like, if you are, that's weird. It wants to stop you from falling in love with the next girl that immediately walks up.
It became very, what's the word? It became very more like pop culture rather than, I think, trying to be a dating show, for potentially getting married. But that's just kind of the generation that we turned into. And it's good for them because it's all, they can market with that. There's so many people that go on there and get millions of followers, and it's like an internal marketing system for them that they don't even have to promote it. We promote it for them.